I want to tell you about the season I disappeared. You remember last time I told you about the season I stayed consistent? I fasted, I had my prayer times, I had made a covenant with God and I didn't fall off. And I stayed consistent for the 21 days. I took one cheat day. My appetites had already changed, my taste had changed, and then I did an additional 2 weeks. But after that, I left the country where I was in at that time and returned to the States. And in my ridiculous mind, I told myself, oh, I'm gonna miss all the things I was eating all this time. So I'm gonna give myself 1 week where I'm not fasting, where I'm not avoiding sugar, where I'm gonna eat everything I was missing. Guys, bad idea. So I went there and I went crazy. Girl, listen, I went to the farmer's market, which I loved because they have the best fried chicken and pastries, and I got fried chicken. They have these danishes that I love, and I used to get 3 and finish them in 1 day. I bought 2. You know, it took me almost 3 days to finish those danishes. And just because I kept telling myself, no, Stephanie, this is something you love. How can you not be eating it? So I kept eating it. A little bit at a time because my taste had changed. I had done 3 weeks no sugar. I had one cheat day and then 2 weeks no sugar. So the things that I used to like, I didn't like them anymore. But my mind said, no, Stephanie, these are your things. These are the things you love. So I bought other things, cheesecake, you know, the things that I would normally love. I remember going to my cousin's house for brunch, and his wife had made healthy food. So it was fruits, berries, pancakes, waffles, but the pancakes were like really healthy ones, like whole grain ones with fruits in there. I remember there were blueberry pancakes. Listen, I had 1/4 of a waffle, and you know how I finished that pancake? Not because it wasn't good, but because I wasn't used to having that anymore. With every bite of the pancake, I stuffed a bunch of fruits of the berries in my mouth, and that's how I got to eat it. So I was completely not used to it. But I forced myself because I'm like, Stephanie, no, these are the things you love. You have to eat it, until my body started craving it again. And of course, that 1 week turned into months, turned into years, and I completely fell off the wagon again. So the whole version of myself that I had been building completely disappeared because I killed it, which is the worst thing ever. I'm the one that killed it. And you know that feeling when, which happens to me quite often, when someone has texted you or called you and you have read the message, but you're like, okay, I'm going to respond. And then days pass and weeks pass and months pass, and I'm like, how am I going to respond to this message now? The same thing happened. I had no clue how to get back to the person I had already conditioned myself to be. So I tried it again. But you know, after a week, I fell back off because, you know, why not? I had completely derailed all the progress that I had made so far. But do you know what the best part is? That even though returning was so hard, but when I finally did it, there was no shame attached to it. I mean, even a little bit, because you felt like I've been here so many times before. But okay, I had it, I asked for forgiveness, and I passed and moved past it quickly. Because this return felt like coming home. You know, like the story of the prodigal son, where he was delaying going home so many times, but how was the response of his dad when he came back? His dad was so happy to see him. His dad embraced him. This is how it felt. God didn't shame me or make me feel bad for the time that I was away. No, God welcomed me back. He said, welcome home, for the time that I was gone. The length of my absence hadn't changed who I was in his eyes. And that's when I understood something about identity. Your identity doesn't change because you've been away for a while. It's not a streak. It doesn't expire when you fall off. And the fact that you even want to come back, that you still feel the pull, that is the identity. And that desire is who you are. So the return, it doesn't prove that you came back. It proves that you never actually left at all. So if you want to learn more about your identity, check the free training at becomesherinchrist.com. See you there.